Hi, and welcome back to Google Drive Essentials. My name's Allison, and we're going to take a look at searching Google Drive. Now, you may not need to search your Google Drive as often because you have so many of those AI tools built in. For example, when you go to your home and your files pop up, if you look at activity, recent, starred, that you've physically starred. So you have a lot of options for finding files you might need. But on the other hand, there might be a file from way long ago that you want to access and you're just not sure where it is. It's likely that many of you that are watching this have several Google workspaces or Gmail accounts you work with. You may click on your Chrome profile and be toggling back and forth. So you may not know like where can I find this file? So I'm going to use an example here that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a presentation that one of my colleagues made that is for Google admin. All right. So I'm going to start my search by I'm going to click on advanced search. When I start digging deep for something, I automatically do that. And I start with the file type. And then I know I'm not the owner. So I'm going to select not owned by me because I'm looking for the one that I didn't create. And I know that admin is an important word because it's for admins. And we often say admin, Google admin or admin tips. And at this point, I'm just going to look everywhere for it and click on search. Now, a whole slew of things came up, but I'm looking down the list and I'm like, oh, there's so many here. Who who could I have shared? Who am I looking for? So if I click on people, it's going to give me suggested people, and boom, right there in my face is the person that created it. I remember I'm looking for the one Deb created. I click on her name, and I come up with three. And then I'm thinking, I want to make sure I'm looking for the one that has admin in the title. And I select title only, and it narrows that search down to that single file that was made 6 years ago by that person. So that's a pretty impressive search term, right? Search term. The other search option might be that I'm not necessarily looking for a particular file, but what I'm doing is I'm thinking like, what is shared with everyone? What might be shared with everyone in my domain, meaning my workplace, my nonprofit, my organization, my school. And I just want to have a look to see what files are out there. So I open up my advanced search and then I change location from anywhere to visible within my domain and I click on search. Now you may look at this and say, oh, everything's fine. But you may find something and think, "Ooh, that's not supposed to be available until June because that's for PSATs or IB exams or something." So I select this and I'm like, who is this shared with? It showed up that it's shared. Everyone can search and find it. So I click on this I in the right hand corner and I have the ability to see like, oh, details, activity, approval. So under details, I can see who has access to it. And I can click on the link, but I can see very clearly that this is available on the web and it's also available within my domain. And it's only supposed to be available during the month of May. So I'm going to click on manage access. And the individuals that it's shared with, those are my teammates, my colleagues. So I can think to myself, okay, these are fine. These two people have left my organization, so they don't need access anymore. So while I'm in here reducing access to everyone in my domain, I removed a couple of people that no longer needed access to it. And then I'm down at the bottom under general access and I see anyone with the link, anyone on the internet who has the link can view. So if this was ever linked on a document or on a site or in an email, that person with the link can click on it and open it. And I just don't want that to be true. So I can remove the link, but I can very quickly just go to restricted. Now, this is a new feature of Google. When I go to remove, that it says, do you want to make training resources in general restricted? Now, if you're like, yeah, I do. I want the whole folder to be like unavailable on the internet. So you can select remove from parent, which means you're going to set this access at the parent level, the folder level training resources. But in this case, I'm just going to remove item access. Okay, so I just click on item access. I'm not sure what's in that folder, but now I'm going to go look in that folder and see if there's anything else that should be limited. And if I need to or want to, I can now change this from my school or my domain to restricted as well, and then click done. And that will now restrict that document or that presentation or file or folder to only the people who are specifically designated in the people with access section. So not only can you search for files that are shared globally, you can quickly click on manage access and restrict those files. Another thing you may want to do to a file is look at the activity. What's happened recently? So if you do find a file that has been shared globally and you're thinking, ooh, this has student information in it, you can look at the activity and see if anyone who shouldn't have been in the file was in, if anyone made a copy or downloaded it, and that way you'll be able to follow up that way. So these are really great features for keeping your Google Drive secure. Occasionally, do a security check to see what's shared throughout your domain. Make sure that everything's okay. It might be things you own. It might be things you don't own. You may have to access or notify the owner of the document, like, hey, did you know that you have AB shared one throughout the domain? Okay. So just to recap, we've done searching Google Drive in advanced search to find a specific file, checking for security leaks by looking in the location visible to anyone in our domain, and then checking the information on a particular file to either manage access or check the activity and see what has been happening on that file lately. So take a moment, practice searching and looking for any files in your domain that are shared globally and asking yourself whether or not they should be. And if not, go ahead and restrict that access by clicking Manage Access.